Welcome to the Third Win channel, where today we're doing a Q&A for Season 2 of iCarly after seeing the first and second episode. I've just released reviews for those, so you can go check those out later. But right now, let's get into some questions I got after seeing the first two episodes. Starting with, is Freddie's mom going to be a regular this season? So last season we saw Freddie's mom in 2 episodes, I believe, maybe 3, and now we've already seen her in 2. I really think that Freddie's mom fits into the show really well. She can be kind of a motherly figure to Millicent, kind of keep guiding Freddie, and I love her involvement in this season already with the sweaters with Creddie and Freddie, and then kissing LEWBERT, and just she's great for the show. I think she adds a lot of comedic effect into the show, so I really hope we see more of her. Do I think we're gonna see her in every episode? No. I think that with more time as it goes on, she'll become more and more regular, but maybe we see her in 3 more episodes this season. But let me know what you guys think, as I'm not sure because I don't have any information. But next up, we have, will we see Chuck, Gibby, Guppy, or LEWBERT again? So all characters that featured in episode 2, well, Gibby was a picture, but you know what I mean. So as for Chuck, I don't think we're going to see him again this season, very sadly. I love the actor, and I wish we'd see him more often, but I don't think we will. Gibby, definitely won't be seeing him this season, but I hope we'll get like a mention of him again, like we got with Sam last season. I hope not a write-off episode, because I do hope that he comes into the show at some point. Guppy, you know, there's just no reason, I guess, to bring him back again this season unless Gibby is there too. So I don't think we'll see Guppy. And LEWBERT, I would think that we'd see him in another episode, but I have, you know, not a real source, but on the iCarly wiki it says that we'll see LEWBERT's line in 1 episode, as you can see here. So things are looking a bit, I mean, he gave us an amazing performance. We don't need him in another episode, I guess, but it would have been fun to see him again. You can also see here down there, it says that Bo and Wes will be in 1 episode, so maybe they're gone too. I don't know how reliable this source is, but we'll just have to see. I wish we'd see LEWBERT again. If you got his like tough on money, or he just won the court case, it's $250K. He doesn't need a job at the Bushwell anymore. But moving on, how will Carly win back the public and her fans? Now this one, you know, it's the ballpark's wide open. They can go in many different directions with this, but I want to hear what you guys think in the comments. How could she bring back her kind of, how in the old iCarly days she was kind of the star, everyone loved her. Now most people hate her, people follow her just because her life is crazy, but how can she become that idol again for young adults? I don't know. I think it's gonna have to be something heroic. Maybe something to do with Freddie, or I don't know. We'll have to see, but I think this is a really interesting question that we'll have to talk about more as the season goes on. But let me know what you guys think, because I'm a little bit stumped on this one. Next up, how long will Freddie's new relationship last with Pearl? I see this one lasting out the season, maybe until the very last episode. I think that Pearl is a very interesting character so far, and I think that the only thing that will get in the way of this one is Carly, which I'll talk about very soon. But I see this one lasting out the whole season. But of course, all these questions, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's move on to the next question, which is, are LEWBERT and Freddie's mom actually gonna date? So I kind of already loaded this question a little bit, and I kind of answered it already, as in LEWBERT's probably not going to appear again. But if you take into consideration the questions I just had, there is a solution for these 2 characters. If you want to have them in just 1 and 2 episodes, you could have them go off on some crazy honeymoon for the rest of the season, and then we don't see them again. Like, they can do that, and then they can keep the options open for these 2 characters. But do I think they're going to do that? No, I think LEWBERT is going to, you know, they're going to have a little hot steamy thing for a week, and then LEWBERT's gone, and Freddie's mom is back just being single or whatever. But do I think they're actually going to date? For a little bit maybe, but no. Freddie's mom couldn't do that to Freddie, I think. Next up, should LEWBERT have won the court case? So I'm no lawyer, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, but one thing I was thinking about was Carly, you know, and everyone involved in iCarly except Spencer was a kid back then. Like, how old were they? Like 12 when they started, 13 maybe. So could they really be held responsible for the things they did back then? I don't think so. I think if anything, it's a legal guardian, right? But what I guess what is way bigger than the kids is the entity, the company of iCarly, what it became at that point, right? So maybe iCarly can be held responsible, and therefore whoever owns iCarly can get sued or something like that, right? So and I mean that's one point. Can they even get sued, these kids? So I think that the kids can't get sued, but the company or the entity of iCarly probably can. But moving on, should LEWBERT have won this case? Was there enough against him? Was there enough in his name? I think, of course. I think, of course, he should have won this court case. You know, a million might be a little steep, but maybe not. I don't know. But, I mean, there is clear defamation of character. Like, people, how many millions saw him get humiliated and all this? And injuries, of course. These kids were brutal with LEWBERT. So, I think he definitely should have won the court case. But maybe after his whole crazy outburst in the court case, maybe things should have, I don't know, maybe they should have like not made a decision right away, because there's clearly something crazy going on about LEWBERT. But I do want to make, I've already mentioned this, but I do want to make an episode, a character special on LEWBERT, and I will do that. And I think he's a super interesting character to look at. Even in the original, he was a bit more of a sophisticated character when he got his spotlight episode there. So I'll make a video on LEWBERT soon. So subscribe for more iCarly content if you haven't already. But let's move on to the next question, which is, will Freddie's new business succeed? So I think that for Carly, things are going down, down, down. And for Freddie, things are going up, up, up. I don't think it makes sense to make Freddie crash and burn again. He's been divorced twice, had 3 failed startups. I think this time things are going to work for him. I think he's going to realize maybe that the people around him are actually only causing him or only weighing him down. So I think this season is going to be a bit of a lifter for Freddie. I think his business is going to do well. I think he's going to find success until the end of the season, where maybe something happens with Carly again, right? So I definitely think his business will find success this time around, because it just doesn't make sense to dig him in the dirt again. So yes, I think it's going to work out. Next up, and our final question, which I might or might not answer here, is, will we see Freddie and Carly in a relationship this season? So I want to make a whole video on this, kind of like a prediction or an analysis of this relationship for the next 8 episodes of this season and what might happen in season 3. So I'm not going to talk about this now, because I'm going to do an episode on this later this week. So what I can show you is that you guys have a lot of opinions on this. So I mean, you can pause the video and read these comments now, but I've read them, and you guys have great opinions, and I agree with a lot of you guys. So I wanted to make this a whole video in itself, this whole question. So stay tuned for that, subscribe for it. But for now, that wraps up our first Q&A of this season. I want to make this maybe a weekly thing, so drop all of your questions that you want answered by me for just for fun, so we can talk about them in the comments below, or anywhere really. I see all your comments, so I'll just find the comments and put them in the next video. But yes, that's our first Q&A wrapped up. Super excited, love this new season. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, with a new iCarly video. And yes, see you guys.